Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. I got it in the first sentence. I am very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. You got it. Yeah, you got it. And you have to know if you don't know Steve, this is, I think you do 100 podcasts right now.
I do. Okay, so I do one podcast 7 days a week. I do one podcast. I stopped actually, but I do one 5 days a week. I do 2 1 day a week, and then this one. So I'm going to be at, what is that, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to do 15 podcasts a week.
Holy moly, that's a lot.
That's what I'm going to be at.
You are a media mogul.
I'm not. We're calling it the Collins Network, man. We're something.
Yeah. You're the podcast, YouTube,
people
Facebook,
like it though. If people didn't
media.
like it, I wouldn't do it. If it was people weren't reaching out and people didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. But yeah. I think like you said, I'm trying to make a difference in a couple people's.
That's right.
That's all I care about. People thinking about stuff. I'm not talking about, global warming, which I have a theory on, and it is happening, people. So if you don't believe it is, then you don't have to listen to this podcast anymore, because it is. But anyway.
Well, and
sorry, we lost our listener.
You lost his
There's our one listener. Bye.
Oh my gosh, I had a good thought and I just it left.
Sorry.
No, it was a good one too. It was about it was something about
global warming. Was it about global warming?
What were we talking about before global warming? Oh my goodness.
How many podcasts I do, and I'm a media mogul.
Media mogul, yeah. I don't know. It'll come back.
Anyway, it will come to you. All right. So what's today's topic? I have a bunch of questions for you because you
perfect.
do more than me.
Yeah.
So what's today's topic?
So you're going to interview me today.
I'm going to ask you some questions for sure.
Yeah.
I think there are definitely some things that as a former parents of a player, and I have some questions. So go ahead. What's today's topic?
How to work or how to hire and work with a trainer, and lots of questions around when you should you be hiring.
Why do you need a trainer?
Grade?
Why do you need a trainer?
Well, if you think about the way I thought about this is, if you think about basketball practice, you get 10-ish or more kids, right? You're focused on the whole team, right? And trying to get the whole team better.
Right.
With a trainer here, you can take your kid to a trainer and work on specific skills that they're lacking.
It's a tutor for basketball.
It's a tutor for basketball. It really, truly is. Right now, some people say, he doesn't. If you're a serious basketball player and want to play in high school, do you need a trainer? Depends where you live.
Right.
Right.
It does depend
by us.
It also depends on how self-motivated you are.
Yeah.
If you know what to do, if you don't know what to do. I think there's all sorts of variables there that kind of come into it. I have nothing against, I've trained people. I've done it for a long time. I don't do as much as I used to, but no, I think there is a need for it. It's no different than my daughter's into drama and dance and things like that. I hire somebody to teach her drama and dance because I don't know it as well. Can't teach her that. I can't teach her how to read lines.
You don't know the mamba or anything?
No, I mean, I don't want to see me dance. But okay. I think that's why a trainer is good. So what do you look for in a trainer?
Well, it's funny because I hear this a lot, and I had a conversation with a parent the other day because that's not only a high school coach, I do training, and he talked to me about his kid, and it was, did he relate with me? Can I teach him the skills that he might be lacking? And it's a lot of times just personality fit too, right? And then also, what's the experience of that trainer? Like, I coached high school basketball, not as long as you, but that helped me propel my training business too. So, what kind of, is he going to understand, or she going to understand how to work with a team and what you need to do to excel in high school or even, I guess, grade school?
I mean, I teach math. Trying to teach my two kids math does not work.
Well, that's the other thing.
That's the other thing. I can teach my son. I could have trained my son. I did when he was younger, but there was a point where it's like, I can't do this anymore because I'm dad.
Right. No, and that's a really good point. That's the other thing. I see a lot of that. Even my own daughter too. She's like, what do you, she looks at me like, what do you know? Right? About basketball, right? I don't know.
You'll be cool in another 20 years.
It'll probably take another 20 years. Yeah. She did give me a compliment the other day, though. She said that she complimented me on my clothes. That's big.
Wow. And she's probably listening to this podcast. I'd love to know what you were wearing.
Yeah, I should have wrote it down so I could remember it. So my daughter thought it was cool. Anyway, digress. Trainers, So
how often is another question I have.
Yeah.
And how much is too much and how much is not enough?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it depends on the kid. And here's what I mean by that.
That's an easy answer.
I'll explain it though. So for example, I work with most of my guys and gals once a week, right? And then give them very specific things they need to work on at home and then come back to see. Now, what I do is I have, just like we talked about an episode ago, to practice plan. I have a practice plan for them as well, so to speak. Here are the things.
An individual one, which is awesome. So tell them about your website. This is, again, the website's irrelevant unless you live in Northern California, because you're probably not going to fly to work out with Coach. But tell them about your website. I think your website's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's called levelupbasketballtraining.com. And I give you
one more time, Coach.
Yeah, levelupbasketballtraining.com.
Okay.
Yep. That's a little bit long, but levelupbasketballtraining.com.
5-minute basketball coaching podcast. 5-minute basketball coaching podcast.
But you're right, though. Yeah, you're not gonna unless you fly your child out here to California.
Yes. No, but I mean, what I thought was, tell them what you're talking about individual things. That's what I loved about when I looked at it the other day when I was just surfing. I don't know why I was looking at it.
Yeah. So basically what I do is I try to give them a breakdown. If I only see them once a week, here's your practice plan for the week. And it's nothing, I try to gear it towards the kid that I know, he's going to do it 10, 15 minutes, or another one is going to be out there. I've got a gal that I've been training for years, and she's working out every day. She bought one of those vests that you put weights on, and she's shooting hoops that way. I mean, she's just like all in, right?
Right.
And the other one, I like, did you work on this last week? No. Right. So you got the extreme.
And the good part is you can hand that to the parent and say that here's their homework.
That's right. Yeah. And I usually do a Google Doc so they have it, they can see it. It's easy to access.
There's an example on your front page.
There's an example on the front page. Yeah. It just
that.
walks them, like Monday through Friday kind of workout, because I usually see them on Saturdays. Anyway, so but from a trainer perspective too, is do they have that experience to help your child. And, I live in a very competitive basketball area. And, one of the things that made me sad when I was coaching at Catholic school was if you didn't have a trainer and if you didn't do AAU, forget about making the team. Like, you just weren't going to make it.
You weren't going to be good enough.
You weren't going to be good enough, right? Even if you practice every day on your own, hate to say that, but you just weren't going to be good enough, right? You have to play. A lot of the guys that I had as freshmen, they already had training. They've been training for 6-7 years, right?
Right.
So,
Halliday presents in the red corner the undisputed, undefeated weed whacker guy, champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
And then, I think a lot of it does come down to a personality fit between the coach and
I think so too. It's like a tutor. It's like sometimes I mesh and sometimes I don't. It's like and I tell the kids this at the first day of class, dude, there's some of you I am going to we're going to be on the same wavelength. There's others of you that I'm not. Yeah. I will try to help you the best I can, but it's going to be, that's life. Sometimes you're going to connect with your coworkers and your boss. Sometimes you're not. You still got to get your work done. Yeah. And you need to find a way to do it. And if I can't help you, then you need to find another solution.
When you brought up, sorry, yeah, good.
No, there's 150 I teach during the day. I'm not going to connect with all 150. Sorry, I'm a math teacher. I know that. A stats teacher. It's not going to happen. But what do you do when it doesn't? Is what I tell them. And the bigger part is, I think you mentioned this, or you kind of implied it. Is I tell them all of you could get A's in class, but some of you might have to spend 5 minutes a night, and some of you might have to spend 2 hours a night to get to the same spot. That's where the trainer comes in. I think it can help if you find the right one that will push, but not over push. You know what I'm saying? It will be that, it's that fine mixture.
Yeah. And also, I refer out if I know, I had a couple college players contact me, and, there's one guy that wanted to play in the NBA, and I'm like, that's not, appreciate it, but,
I'm not looking. You're not looking to put that on your website.
No.
Look.
No. So I refer them out to people that I know who do that, right? So again, it's that fit. You have to find that fit.
What's the con to this?
To a trainer?
Yeah,
it's expensive, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's I think that's part of the issue.
Yeah, no, it can be expensive, and I
good ones are expensive.
Yeah, the good ones are expensive. Absolutely. I hired a baseball trainer for my son, and he was going to him twice a week, I think it was, and he wanted to play in college, right? So that was his goal, right? And you have to realize that, okay, I'm going to try to help him, but it may not happen.
Right, but I'm gonna give him every opportunity.
I'm gonna give him.
It's exactly when my wife and I are trying to figure out our daughter and the drama world and the musical theater and all that. We don't know that. And my brother said, think about it in terms of athletics. It's the exact same thing, because we've eventually found something that's great, and she goes and sees her a couple of days a week, and blah blah blah. She's doing some dance things with someone else and all this.
Yeah.
He goes. And the woman goes, you don't need to be in more productions. You need to work on your craft. And it's like, duh. It's like, it was like the dad that I couldn't see the trees through the forest. I would have told the basketball player, you don't need to go play more games.
Yes.
You need to work on your jump shot.
That's
what she said in that world. So I wasn't thinking about that. And she kind of nope. The productions are fun. Going to Iowa and playing 5 games on a Saturday is fun. It's not going to make you better, kind of thing. So it was that similar. Then all of a sudden the bells started oh, I got to treat this like you're an athlete, but instead you're doing drama and musical theater, and then it makes more sense to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, you nailed it there.
Skills. You're working on your math skills, your multiplication tables. Yeah, you're doing that.
It's I always tease my kids, because one of the areas that I'm to my own horn, but is breaking the shot down, and I call myself the shot whisperer. Right, that's just a self-proclaimed name that I only say. Nobody else calls me that, by the way.
Okay, really? Nobody else?
Nobody else. I can't get him to say it. But every time, I mean, they'll be missing. I'll go over and help them. I'm like, just a few tweaks, break it down. Ball goes in. I'm like, shh. We have fun. That's the other thing. It's it's like you got to have fun with them too.
Oh yeah. Like if I don't tell at least 3 dad jokes at my basketball practice, I haven't done what I needed to do.
And then look at their reviews too. If they're on, see what other parents are saying about them on, if you're using, there's lots of places you can find trainers. There's, you have Coach Up. You can go to Handshake. Why am I forgetting the name now, Steve?
I started one of those services. That was how I kind of started long time ago.
Lessons.com is the one I'm thinking of. Lessons.com is another one. Thumbtack was the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So is that right? I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, Thumbtack. So lessons.com, thumbtack.com, and coachup.com to find trainers, read the reviews, see what other people are saying about them.
My advice would be go ask around too.
And then ask around, of course.
Ask around's the best. It's finding the babysitter for a Saturday night when you need to go out. It's the best way. I mean, the good ones will know this one's good, this one's bad, this one overcharges, this one never shows up, this one. The other stuff's fine, but they're going to take a huge cut. And we were talking about like Coach Up takes 60% of the money at the top end. It's like, it's a tough gig. All right. Anything else, Coach?
Yeah, I think one last point too is, when do you hire a trainer? Because I turned a lot of business down. If anybody calls me with their kid younger than 3rd grade, I'm saying no. 4th grade,
go to the pool.
Go to play with them. Just go outside and play, pass the ball. 4th grade, I'll do teams in 4th grade. Now that I say that, I am training a 4th grade girl, but she's special, right? And she wants to be there. And she's
6'3" in 4th grade. No, just kidding.
She is relatively tall and relatively skilled too. Already, like, she's coordinated for for 4th grade girl. Yeah. But do you need to be hiring a trainer? Generally speaking,
no. What you do is you go out and rebound for them. You go out and have some fun. Then you go get some ice cream.
Yeah. Exactly.
Make it. All right. Are we going to tease next week? We're not going to tease next week. I don't know if we exactly
know. What we had? Well, we were debating on a couple topics. So maybe, how about we throw them out there? And then,
let's see. And then people can respond either in the comments on YouTube or they can email me at steve@ttroops.com. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. How to build confidence. Ooh. Or how do you create confidence? What do you do for the confidence building piece of basketball? Right.
Okay.
When you're working with young players, and should we do it? Should we say it? Man versus zone.
Yes, I think we should. Okay. I think we should have that discussion.
All right, we'll have
There's some pro cons on that
discussion. I changed my tune. So I changed my tune over the years.
I'm happy. Hey, it was nice spending the evening with you, Shot Whisperer. Appreciate it.
First person that called me that. I love it. Thank you, Steve. I love you.
You're welcome. Bye.
I'm going to get a t-shirt, Shot Whisperer.
Ooh, that'd be good. All right. Bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.